Good morning, Janine. All right, just gotta wait for people to start popping in now. Actually, we had a little bit more rain in the last well, about 12 hours. Got about an inch and a half in the last since basically yesterday afternoon. Most of it this morning. Started raining, I guess, about 4 o'clock, and I don't know. Is it? I wonder if it's over. Let's see if it's over. Yeah, I don't know. We could get some more. It does sort of seem to be moving this way. And that little blue dot in the kind of upper corner there, right about there. And you can see the storm swirling around. Hope we get some more. I like it when it rains. I mean, I don't like it when we have a lot of deaths because of flash flooding and stuff like that. But for me, I love rain. I guess this is supposedly like the remnant of some tropical storm that came ashore a few, I don't know, a week and a half ago. And it's very slow moving and drops a lot of rain over a long period of time. Really slow starting live stream here. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Janine. I mean, it says there's 11 people here. Yeah. Oh, now we lost one. Now it's 10. Guess I sound too whiny asking for people to talk to me, huh? That is kind of pathetic. I'm pretty pathetic, aren't I, Bite? It would definitely appear so, Janine. I'll just have to sit and talk to him. Conversations with him are a little one-sided, though, aren't they? I mean, we don't get very deep, do we? No, no deep conversations. It usually ends with meow. I think you're right, John. That was it was pretty high. I don't think I've seen it that high either. Like I said, they down there at that boat dock. They pulled the dock out, I guess, because probably it was too hot. It was so high. It's weird. That vlog actually started last week because I think somebody was asking about the lake level, and then after all the rain, and I said that's a good question. I'm just getting to the point now where the ice is starting to melt, where I can get a little water out of it now. Hey, Lindex. And then there were three. We're getting a lot of rain this year. This is a really wet summer for Waco, I'm told, but I'll never complain. It's funny when just to show you how much I love the rain. I was when I was the on the vlog when I was cleaning up the backyard from all the branches that came down. Um, it started raining, and I was like, nuts to this. It's nice. It's a nice warm rain. I'll just go out and walk and work in the rain. It was actually nice to be out there. I knew that as soon as I was done, I could go in and change clothes, and that was good. See, I heard that they had issued the alerts. It was in such a remote area that nobody got them, and since it happened in the middle of the night, uh, that there was no way to get it in there. It's funny they've been talking about, I guess, putting like sirens in the area, and at one point, and I guess they never did it. We're back to the Windex again, huh? Hey, Susan. Hey, Yvonne. Now we're starting to get some people popping in here. And now I'm starting to get some cat fur in my nose. And now the ice is starting to melt. That was a good drink. All right, let's. Bite has left the building, so we'll stop looking at you in an angle here. It felt really unnatural. I don't know about the fearless part, or really the leader part. I mean, it seems to me Rhonda's the leader. Yeah, I just tend to sweep it up or vacuum it up. Yeah, it kind of gets on my nerves a little bit too. Unfortunately, bite is in shedding season, so just a little bit of brush and you get that. Yeah, bite seems to fit in the latter category, Yvonne. In fact, brushing them doesn't even really get the hair all out because what it seems to do is trigger him to like release all hair. So all of a sudden you get this cloud of hair floating around, getting in your nose and getting everywhere. That's why he doesn't get really long brushings because the fur just starts flying. Now, of course, it probably doesn't help matters much that I'm sitting right under the ceiling fan. That's probably what's blowing it all around. So in reality, that's probably my own fault. It's hard to tell because really the amount of cat fur around here is decreased because there's only one cat now. And so it's hard to tell, what was his fur and what was Nibble's fur. So, like I said, it is less now, but it's still a lot. And here he comes again. He knew we were talking about him. Probably just because he heard his name, because he does know his name. Don't you bite? I mean, oftentimes I call him, he'll come. Yeah, I got one of those too, Yvonne. I've never done the groomer thing for any of my pets. That's mostly, I think, a dog thing, and I no, I've never even had dogs that needed to be groomed. It's a long-haired dog thing, really. Bite and nibble were never really much for leaving the house, anyway. Yeah, Persian cats are cats that you can groom, and I guess that's true. What is Little Anthony's? And is there a Big Anthony's? Was it like some roadside attraction or something? There's a lot of beautiful stuff in Arizona. A lot of beautiful stuff in Florida too. I think I want to. This is my long weekend. I think I kind of want to go on a little road trip today. So I don't know. We'll see. Or not today, but like this weekend. Usually don't do any like road trip type things on Sunday because I spend half the day on the live stream. But obviously can't do any work in the yard for the next few days because it rained about an inch and a half last night. Yeah, you might not be able to post a link here. I've got kind of got a rule set to prevent that. No, I'm not thinking Bluebell this time. That'll happen sometime too. And I'd love it. It all depends also if they would allow people to tour through the place and film in there. Because sometimes, you know, when they have the tours, they don't want you filming. But yes, I would definitely love to go visit a bluebell place. But I do have something else in mind. We're also starting to get rumblings about when the next shutdown is going to be at work. Sounds like it's going to be about the same time as last year, which is like last week of September or first week of October. Yeah, you'll be able to put it in the Facebook page, definitely. I can say I'm glad to be on the weekend. There's usually two leads at work, and the other lead was out of town for the past couple of days, so it's just been me and the boss running the place. So I'm looking forward to next week when she's back. But it wasn't too bad of a week. Yeah, what I'm looking at probably would if I can figure out which one it is, um, you know, would maybe just be a day trip. Go out, you know, drive somewhere, do the thing, and then drive back on the same day. Okay, let's see if we can. It's supposedly on the Facebook. Let's see if I can post it. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can even violate the rules here. Okay, I guess I'm not finding. Okay, what do we? Okay, we're in Yahoo. Let's try this a little differently here. Okay, so it's a diner. I don't know. Tucson, Arizona might be a little far to go for a diner. Might be something worth stopping by though on the way through. I think the day I left California after my mom's funeral, I think I couldn't get out of the state fast enough, and so I think I crossed the border into Arizona and spent the night in Tucson. Oh, there's a gem and mineral show in February. What's the population of Waco? I don't know. That's a good question. 300,000, maybe 400,000. That sounds like an internet question. What's the population of Waco? Oh, not even that. As of 2023, it's 144,000. Okay, there you go. Almost 145,000. Gotta love the internet, don't you? So just a little town. It's about the size of Garden Grove, the town that I grew up in California. The only difference is with Waco, you can drive 5 miles out of town and be in the middle of nowhere. You drive 5 miles in any direction in Garden Grove, and you're just in the next town because it's just one town after the next, and you have to drive 30, 40, 50 miles to get away from everything. I do love rock and mineral shows. Yeah, it looks like a fun place, Yvonne. If I do ever find myself in the area, I would consider going there. I love fun little diners like that. Reminds me a little bit of that health camp restaurant that I visited a couple months ago. Plano, I think Plano that's north of Dallas, right? Or is it? I don't know. Where is Plano? Yeah, it's just north of Dallas. So yeah, it's about I would say about 100, maybe 110 miles from here. Oh, that's where the South Fork Ranch is. Okay, yeah, I know Jordan did that one. So, and I wasn't really that into the show. I watched it a few times. I didn't really identify with any of the people on the show. So, what I could see myself doing is going out and looking for like funny little rock and mineral shows or shops. Go travel, see if I could find different ones, find different things to add to the collection. I mean, I know Kara likes it when I go to her almost exclusively. At the tone, it'll be 11:30. I've been thinking about doing that. Every once in a while, I earn like a free something just for being a good and repeated customer. And I've been thinking, you know what? You've earned a video. I know I've thought about that because I do promote local businesses I like. You know how I've taken good care of Silo Screams, given them a lot of airtime. I did go into the old shop once. I've thought it would be fun to do a live stream from the store and actually help her sell stuff. Because it's not just rocks and minerals that she sells. She also sells jewelry, some really nice stuff. In fact, this week I think it's like a jewelry sale. Let me see if I can find her page here. Hold on a second, because let's show you some of the stuff that she has. There we go. Okay, so let's cut away here. So yeah, this is their Facebook page. But look at that. That's what they call it, a moonstone, I guess. That's pretty though, isn't it? See, I'm not much into the jewelry, but I know there's a lot of people that like that kind of stuff. And it's a London blue topaz. Look at that. Like I said, they're open longer today because I guess there's some a couple of the businesses in the area are doing some sort of a sale kind of thing, and they joined in on it. Let's see. All sorts of little bracelets too. I've noticed that they got a lot of this kind of stuff. And see, that looks like something more that I might be into, but that's probably a little too shaped for me. And no, they don't sell dogs. That's the store mascot, Lucy. Business card. Look at that. I guess they call that the Tree of Life ring. That's pretty too. That's like some sort of pendant, looks like. Rutilated citrine. I've been thinking she's got some mineral specimens that are rutilated, which means it has those little streaks in it. And I've been thinking about getting one of those. So I think they're pretty cool. And I guess she does like custom bracelets too, so you can pick out your own little stones, and she'll put them together for you. And she of course she loves the UV stuff, and of course I do too, which is why we have a lot of fun with that. A lot of shape stuff. That's pretty. Remember a few weeks ago she was into the rainbows, and I got a bunch of rainbow things. That's pretty. I think I got that one. Yeah, definitely. That's the one I got. So that's in my collection now. Lucy again. I'm not even sure what that is. Crystal spheres. Yeah, see all sorts of fun stuff. That's a pretty ring. Labradorite. Okay, I have Labradorite. Anyway, yeah, I promote them pretty well. I don't think it really is that expensive, John. You got to bear with me. I'm catching up with the comments when I'm doing cutaways like that. I can't see the comments. I think she does do some restringing, Susan, because I believe she makes stuff. Because I've seen she's got like a little bead thing, this little dish, I guess that you can set the beads in, and then it'll be you can set them up to be the right length and all that. I mean, I know that when she was still with Chris, that they did kind of he was like a jeweler, and then she was the rock and mineral person, and then of course they got the divorce, and then he left not with the company anymore. So they don't do as much custom stuff anymore, but I still think she strings up beads. What's that I'm looking at back there? Okay. In the picture I was looking at it on the screen there, it looked like an image of a tornado or something like that, and some weird weather phenomenon. I was definitely paying more than 770, 740, or 744 or 750 for that. Let's just call it that toilet I moved in initially when I came here. Well, I think one of the images I showed you had a business card. You might be able to call her. Let me see if I can find that business card here. I know there was there it is. Let's see. Oh no, it's not a business card. Okay, sorry. Let's see though. I might have a business card. I actually think I do. Probably be a lot easier to call her. Yeah, I do here. Let me show you here. Okay, that's let's get it on the screen there so you can see it. So there's a telephone number, and that's the location of the store. So if you wanted to, you write that number down there and call them. You feel free to drop my name. She knows who I am. Tell her you heard about her from the Escaping the Mouse live stream. Her name's Kara. But Tiffany is like, I believe, a partner that's kind of helping after Chris left. So she might be there too. But Kara is the actual owner, I believe. Her last name is Ballard. Or no, that I'm sorry, I'm sorry, that was her married name. It's Calhoun now. It's Kara Calhoun. But if you call and ask for Kara, she told me at one point that one of my viewers uh, bought something from her after seeing my video that I shot in her store. That person also sent me a beautiful handmade pocket knife that I guess he made for me. He sent it to her and had Kara give it to me. Not that I'm suggesting we do that. I don't want to hassle her and have her be the go between for everybody sending me things. But I don't know what their nationality is. I mean, I guess Calhoun does sort of sound um, Irish. I don't know what Tiffany's last name is though. I find the same thing here in Texas, Gene. I mean, maybe just being used to how people treat each other in California. Finding people that are just friendly and kind and all that. It's such a change of pace. It's funny too. You're out walking around and you'll run into somebody else and end up talking to them, and or you're driving by and and everyone will wave at you. It's just I don't know any of these people, but it's just the people are so friendly. Everybody just waves at everybody. Yeah, look who's back. Yeah, we got like three highways that go through Waco. We got 35, the 6, and the 84. Kind of turn 84 turns into Waco Drive, and that's just basically a city streets going through, but it's technically Highway 84. I guess it's technically considered part of Route 66, or at least parts of it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of experience around Houston. I've only been to Houston once when I went to the Johnson Space Center, and that was mostly tourists in there. So it's hard to judge the people based on a tourist attraction. That's like trying to judge Anaheim after going to Disneyland. Yeah, you wouldn't even catch me in Mexico now. I just like that I live in a place where the people are nice. It is such a nice change of pace, right? Bite? Do you like Waco? Yeah, Waco's all right. It's funny, he's getting more adventuresome Buck coming outside. If I leave the door open for a minute, he'll be out exploring. Just out in the back, though. He's not interested in going in the front. Yeah, I love some of the skies in Texas too. When you get beautiful thunderheads off in the distance, it's really beautiful. I like it. Let's see how our rain is coming here. We're maybe going to have some rain coming in here. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that'd be fun. We're not even halfway through the live stream here, so maybe we'll get a little bit of that. Yeah, it's the same here, Yvonne. I got the AC on 24/7 here in the summer. It's necessary. I also make use of the ceiling fans; those do wonders for a place. Okay, 118. That's a little extreme. We don't get that hot. Yeah, looking through an inversion layer, right? Texas is a little bit like that, but we don't get the extremes like that. Um, and the beauty is, you can have, they can say, oh, there's going to be sunny and hot for the next 2 weeks, and then 2 days from now, something pops up. The storm that's going through right now didn't even exist 2 days ago. They weren't even talking about it. So I like that. Never know what's coming. Were you in the part of the panhandle where you could smell all the oil? I remember when I came into Texas the first time with Jordan, we went through that area where there was all the heavy drilling, and the whole area smelled like petroleum. I like nothing for miles. Sounds like it was sort of a propane, huh? Okay, good luck, Susan. I'm surprised she didn't pick up because I'm sure she's there. She must be working with a customer. I have a swamp cooler. Don't use it a whole lot. I found the trick is to use the air conditioning in the house. I got the two doors into the garage. So what I'll do is I'll take a fan and put it in the kitchen, have it blow cold air from the kitchen out in the garage. The cold air will circulate out in the garage and then blow the warm air back into the house, back over there. And it goes around. And it turns out I can bring the temperature of the garage down about 20 degrees on a really hot day. That's so nice when I'm out there working. A swamp cooler is a fan that has like little plastic louver things, and it runs water down the louvers, and the air blowing through it cools the water, or the water cools the air, and it makes it it's like an air conditioner, but it pumps a lot of humidity in. We used to use them at Disneyland, and I bought one for the garage when I moved here. I'm a weirdo all the time, Yvonne. So yeah, what you usually do, like I said, it's just a fan, and then you have to hook like a garden hose up to it, or you can like hook a garden hose up to it, fill it up, and there's like a reservoir, and it'll run until it evaporates, and then you have to fill it up again. But like I said, if you put a garden hose up to it, um, it'll stay full. Like I said, I bought it initially for the garage. All right, one down. There definitely isn't with me, Gene. That was weird. Yes, something just suddenly made the chimes in the backyard to go crazy, but I don't see any wind. Okay, I think I know what happened. I got a couple of pieces of lumber that are leaning up against the tree that the wind chime is on, and I think what happened is a squirrel jumped on one of the pieces of wood. The wood fell over and they hit the wind chime. I had puka beads. I think I still do. I'm not sure. I've heard my brother-in-law talk about moving to Montana. He doesn't like being in California any more than I did. And I think he was a little bit inspired seeing me leave and have things work out so well. It really did. Well, that's what you do with ice cream. You kind of got to experiment with it. I'll tell you, the best ice cream I ever made was that strawberry ice cream. No, it was the peach ice cream. The peach ice cream was just, it was, it was almost criminal how good it was. Yeah, I love having the squirrels in the yard. I feed them, so I know that they're there. I see them all the time too. I like how it kind of drags in the wildlife. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Bourbon infused vanilla, huh? Okay. I've thought about putting like a real thick fudge into ice cream and having it, right at the end to give it kind of a marbling effect. Hey, Elvis. Because the real thick fudge, that won't melt. If you put it into cold ice cream, it'll stay almost stringy in there. Oh, and look who's back. Yeah, I've been hearing about her. about her. She's a deplorable mayor. I mean, remember this is the same mayor that basically let LA burn to the ground a few months ago. She needs at least needs to be out of office. I don't know. I don't really have that much confidence in the people of Los Angeles so to take care of that issue. And if they do, they'll just elect the next nut on the list. I think California is just a lost cause. That's a big part of why I got out. And it wasn't really that bad where I was because I was in a more red part of the state. Yeah, Bite's here. He's just getting pouts right now. All right, let's see what's the weather because it just came up on the screen here. They got 1 inch of rain coming soon. Oh yeah, we're getting close. I think. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll probably get some rain today though. That'd be cool. You mean Gavin Newsom, huh? It's funny how I knew who you were talking about when you described him as a hair dude. Do you know he thinks he can become president? Yeah, I mean, if the weather cooperates, I should probably get out and mow. The lawn is doing really well this year because of all the rain. Yeah, Mr. Perfect Hair. I'm not embarrassed to say I'm from there. I was smart enough to leave. I guess I do remember yeah, I guess I do remember that. You scum. Yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah, California was a great place to grow up in. Well, it's going to be him or AOC, right? Yeah, see, it wasn't all of California that started going downhill in the 60s. Like I said, the area I grew up in, Orange County, was actually a very nice place. But Susan, the law doesn't apply to AOC. AOC is above the law. Yeah, I was going to say that too, Yvonne. San Francisco was probably more of the beginning of the end because it was really crazy in the 60s. The area around Los Angeles just started getting a little crazy then. I don't know where they're leaving, but I know a lot of them are coming to Texas. Every week or two, I hear a news report about some new corporation that's relocating here. It's crazy. They all seem to go to Austin or Dallas, though. It's like you're gonna escape a blue state and move to a blue city. Cherry ice cream does sound pretty good. Really on the infused bourbon vanilla, aren't we? Excuse me, ma'am, are you drunk? No, I've just had some ice cream. Do they have bourbon infused bourbon? Or is that just what they call bourbon? No, I don't think I ever saw a movie being filmed. I've been to places where movies had been filmed. You saw it from time to time when I'd go up and visit Jordan in Hollywood, where it's like you go by and it's like, oh, there's all sorts of trucks out there and all sorts of lights, and they're doing some sort of filming in there, but didn't really see it when I was growing up. The Mount Shasta area is beautiful. There are a lot of beautiful places in California. There's no denying that, but it's the people that are the problem. Taxes are a lot lower here just because I don't have to pay an income tax. That makes it worthwhile all the more. And they're talking about slashing property taxes, which would be great because that's probably the only thing I'm not really wild about is that's a big chunk of cash that you got to come up at one time. Ugh. Yeah, and I accept that. I just wish it would be possible, Susan, that I could do it in installments because it would sure be easier to come up with $500 a month than to come up with six or $7,000 in February. And I get it, they say if you own your home, you shouldn't pay property taxes. I, I look at property taxes as paying for the necessary services of the state and local stuff. And so, before, I got to the point where I'd vote to eliminate the property tax, I'd want to say, how is it we're going to pay for this stuff? Because we do need to, there are certain things the government needs to do, build and maintain roads, do stuff like that. Sounds like Kara called Susan back. Good to see you, Gene. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I don't like the idea of toll roads, though. Well, and I'm all for getting rid of the waste and that kind of stuff in the system, Elvis. But like I said, I want to make sure also that the things that do need to happen, that the legitimate role of state government is having the ability to do what it needs to do. Well, California is depopulating right now because all of the productive people are moving to Florida, Florida or Texas or Mississippi. I hear people going to some of the southern states, Tennessee. I know I got a friend from Disney that moved to Tennessee. He absolutely loves it there. Yeah, there's nothing more permanent than a temporary government program, Elvis. Yeah, we still got some rain coming in here. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's coming in actually pretty fast. So we might see a little bit of rain here before the end of the live stream. You can kind of see Waco there, just ahead of the storm coming in. No, we don't have any room in the world for pretty men. Well, there's a joke around here in Texas that the roads are always under construction. Fortunately, it's a little better in Waco. The first few years I was here, um, you know, I-35 was being worked on, uh, Interstate 6 was being worked on, or Highway 6 was being worked on, and it was a pain to go north of Waco because you had to go through all the construction. They finally got it done, and it is actually nice out there. It's got to be some reason for pretty men. Hyper consumerism sounds like as good an explanation as any. Trip Mike still here, kind of hanging out with me. He usually is off to his room by this point. As I said, he's been a little bit more clingy since Nibble passed. Much more likely to be crying outside my bedroom at night. Unfortunately, my ice cold water isn't that cold anymore, but that's okay. That's the reason I freeze it, because it stays cool at least. I still love milk. I go through about 3 gallons a week. In fact, I don't even use these glasses anymore for drinking. I used to use those for drinking milk, but I found some glasses that, these are like 16-ounce glasses, and I found some 24-ounce glasses that I've been using. Um, and that's just, it's easier because I was always going through 2 3 glasses of milk of these 16-ounce glasses. So it's nice. I can get more in one glass. Is she going to be able to help you, Susan? All right, good to hear it. Lucy does that sometimes. She's a Lucy's a little shy, and so she doesn't let strangers handle her or pet her a little bit. But she hangs out at the store and barks whenever anybody comes in. I figure you meant albeit. Yeah, and I do it especially during my weekends because I'll have two of those 24 gallon or two of those 24-ounce milks for dinner, and maybe three sometimes, and two for breakfast. It's just one for breakfast on work days, but no, Lucy seems to be the model. It's funny if you subscribe to the Gallery 11 Facebook page, you'll see pictures of Lucy wearing some of the jewelry. Let me see if I can find some of these here, because it's not uncommon for Kara to put the. Oops, hold on. It pulled me away here, but I've seen like pictures with Lucy wearing like necklaces and stuff like that. Yeah, here's one with Lucy wearing some pearls. So yeah, Lucy's a sweetie, very protective of the store. Yeah, milk is good with something that's spicy. You're right. Hello, Michael. I hope she can come up with something for you. Like I said, I like Gallery 11 a lot. And so, I do not mind helping them promote and, get some sales. So I hope you can work something out. I'm sure that if she says she can do something, it'll be nice. Okay, so I'm gonna Google this Tucson Mineral Show here. I want to see this. Shut down all the junk here. Yeah, it looks actually like a pretty big one. So yeah, this is it. Let's see, picture, stones. Let's see, what do we got here? Gym show. There you go. That's just frequently asked questions. I was hoping they had like a pictures or something. Probably hard to do pictures on that because stuff circulates so much. All right, well, whatever. If you go to Sam Simeon, you got to visit Hearst Castle. That place is amazing. I don't know if she does pearls. I mean, obviously Lucy is wearing pearls, so I mean, it couldn't hurt to ask. I don't think I've ever made spaghetti and meatballs. I mean, I love spaghetti. I've just never done meatball route. I just heard some rumbling outside. Are we getting close to some rain here? Yeah, it's coming in pretty fast. Let's see if there's any thunder or any lightning associated with this. Oh, yes. That'll be fun. All right, we're going to get some. Yeah, I think that was what I was looking at. That would be a good reason to go, Gene. Yeah, I love learning about the pieces that I end up having. There was, if you remember that one I went to in May, there was that one case where, um, I went to one of the booths and found something I thought was really cool, and I might have considered buying it, but the person that was there didn't even know what she had, and so without knowing what it is, I don't know. Well, I have avoid toll roads set in my Google Maps. So yeah, it does. I mean, if you're going to Dallas Fort Worth, though, you're going to DFW Airport, you have no choice because that's sort of how they do that. When you leave the airport, you pay for the time that you were there. You got knocked out of the room. Didn't know we were in a room. I hope we do get some rain. I love it when it rains. I love vlogging the downtown area. When I went and did the lake video last week, I did go through downtown a little bit. I do like some of the shops that are down there. I've been in a few of the shops that are there. There's certain things I'm interested in, certain things I'm not. So bourbon infused spaghetti. There we go. Now we're talking. In your case, it'd probably take 14 steps, Susan. Just saying. Little thing on my screen can't make up its mind whether it's going to be rainy or just humid. Keeps going back and forth. I guess time will tell. Pets get a little weirded out when their move or when their routine is disrupted. It took Bite and Nibble a little bit of time to get used to this place, and a little bit of time when it came to getting used to the apartment too. It took Bite and Nibble a couple of days to get a little bit more comfortable with this place. I just started, I had the room all set up for them when they moved in, so I basically just uh, put them in their room, opened up the cat carriers, and just kind of let them, take it in at their own rate. I remember when I got the cat that I had before Bite and Nibble. When I first got him, he was about 16 weeks old, and I let him out in one room, and basically he hid under a piece of furniture for the first couple of days, and then finally crept out and came exploring when he realized, "Hey, I guess this place isn't so bad." Yeah, I'm sure food was a factor in it. I mean, right off the bat, I knew where he was hiding, so I put the food right there. I don't know if see I've thought about that about getting another cat, but Bite and Nibble, went for 18 years, and Bite's still with us at 18 years. 18 years from now, I'm going to be 80. I don't know at this point. I've been thinking, maybe getting like a foster cat or something that almost like a rent a cat to keep Bite, a companion that wouldn't be maybe a lifelong commitment. Because see, I was just in my early 40s when Bite and Nibble came into my life. I mean, I guess another way to do it would be, to get an older cat. Yeah, that's something I consider concern myself with too, Yvonne. No, I haven't talked to Jordan a lot lately. We communicate when we got something to say. Yeah, I hear you on that one, Susan. The cat I had before Bite and Nibble, uh, he got diabetes at the end. I spent an enormous amount of money trying to keep him alive, and ended up losing him anyway. I don't know. I don't know when he's getting married. He hasn't really talked to me about that. If invited, I'd go, but I don't know. I guess I'd prefer unalive to undead. It could be. Maybe he's just taking some time off. I don't know. I got to admit, I haven't gone to look in a while. Let's see. What's the last video you posted here? I don't know. I don't know about being not on channel. It looks like he posted a video yesterday, day before, 2 days before that. Yeah, no, it looks like he's still posting. I don't know. Guess it's one. I set the clocks a little bit different now, so they're not all going off at the same time. Yeah, it looks like he's had his share of videos. I mean, he's posting more frequently than I am. Maybe you just got to go to the site and check it out. Maybe you're just missing stuff. Sometimes you really can't trust that notification thing on YouTube. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've had people say that with my videos, but they don't always get the bell doesn't always go off. I think that's part of the reason I do the live stream at the same time every week. That way, okay, it's 11 o'clock on Sunday, time for a live stream. I did see he's got a few things that are members only. I just don't really get into the members only kind of thing. All my content's for everyone. The video goes up, the live streams go up, and they're all there. I appreciate that, Yvonne. And you're here like the whole time too. Don't think I don't notice that. A lot of the people that are here right now, you're here every time. I appreciate that. The second people stop watching, I'll stop doing this. If you find someone that delivers the dirt for you, you go for it. That's great. I'm not really that interested in the royal family. I think I just heard some more thunder. Oh yeah, it's getting closer now. I don't think you're going to get to see it, but it's going to start raining, I think, right after the end of the live stream here. Yeah, I just heard some more thunder. We're getting close now. Well, and it's really kind of fun for me too because I can get on here and I don't really even need to do anything. First half of the live stream was just you guys talking to each other. Hey, Darth, right in at the end here. I was just thinking of pulling the plug on this one. Now we'll have to stay a couple of minutes. I know. That's why she carries this channel more than anyone else. So what's going on, Darth? What's going on in your world? Things are well, Darth. Things are well. Oh, Bite went back to his room. Maybe you have to get in here when he's here next week. Yeah, he's back in his room. He was actually out here for most of the live stream today. He wanted to just kind of hang out here on the couch and be petted. So we had a whole bunch of bite time today. He's doing all right. As usual, he's a little bit more clingy after losing Nibble, but that's what happens, I guess. Thanks for stopping in, Yvonne. Yeah, we're pretty close. I was actually hoping somebody would ask that, Darth. We went the whole live stream and nobody asked about my rocks. So, yeah, we're gonna show you my rocks here. I did get some new rocks this time. Uh, one of the things, one of the vendors she has includes all these really cool metal stands for the stuff. So I thought that was really pretty. That's called what do they call that? A black amethyst. And I believe it glows under a black light a little bit too, right? Yeah, a little bit. See, it glows a little bit under a black light, so that's always fun. I got a few UV reactive things this time. This one has kind of been carved into a pyramid, but it's rough on one side. And this one's amazing under a black light. Not as amazing in the back, but even there, it's kind of cool, right? Look at the little strips of green in there. So that one's pretty. That one's kind of cool under the shortwave light too. I like that too. It does some great things there. So yeah, that's a fun one. Definitely a keeper. And this is a sphere, but this red stuff in here is a ruby. And so rubies do amazing things under black light. So I always like that. And I'm not usually into the shaped stones, but I've been going with the spheres lately. So I got a pretty decent collection of spheres, and I don't know, one with rubies in it. Can't complain about that, right? So that's a nice one. This is another one that came with its own stand. I thought that was pretty. It's got some. It's garnet and something else, and I thought that was really pretty. It's better looking in person than it is on camera. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes. And I saw this one, and this one's also one that's highly polished and stuff like that. But it's got one side that's rough, and I thought that was really pretty. Like I said, I always like things that have a lot of sparkle to them, and of course, if you look at the front page, there's that piece I got right there, which I picked up, which I got for virtually free. That's like a $350 rock, and I got it for like $10, $15, I think, because every time you buy something with Gallery 11, you get points. And I've been just letting the points kind of build up for a while, and basically I had so many points that I got that one for. There was like a $10 difference between the amount of points I had and what the rock was worth. So I just gave him $10 and got this big giant quartz geode that I showed you right there. That's what the picture is on the front. Actually, I think what I want to do is, because it's really beautiful inside, I've been kind of taking the flashlight on my cell phone and kind of pushing it in there, and it really makes the inside look really nice. So I think what I want to do is maybe go get like a little super bright LED, buy it from like a parts store, and kind of rig it up and put it in there so you can see it and turn it on and have it light up the inside of it. I think I think that'll look really pretty. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, Darth, because it is. It's exactly the size of a pool ball. I didn't make the connection to it until you mentioned it, but yeah, it is. It's just the size of a pool ball. It pretty much was a free rock, Darth. Well, yeah, I mean, they've joked before that I pay their air conditioning bill. Truth is, I probably pay their electric bill, maybe even their rent. So yeah, they're always very happy when I walk in. And it's maybe gonna get better too, because I think I just referred Susan to them, and so they're gonna get some business from her maybe too. Yeah, go check out Gallery 11 there. Oops, get it in the right place there. That's where they are, Jim Drive and Hewitt. There's the telephone number. But is it bourbon infused, Susan? Well, they definitely know my name. After $16,000 in purchases, they better. I found that myself too, Gene. I think I kind of do adopt you, don't I? I think it's just, it sounds like it's just about to start raining here. Yeah, right on the edge of it. Scotch on the rocks. There we go. I found the perfect answer there. Yeah, rain's definitely close. I can hear it. All right, I think I'm going to pull the plug on this one because I want to go out and watch the rainstorm. So, thanks everyone. I had a good time today. I'll see you next week. Good night.